If you are here because you want to take what's in your head, turn it into a website or an app that could solve the problems of hundreds, thousands of people while getting paid what you deserve doing it and waking up to work because you want to and not because you have to, then you've come to the right place. I'm going to show you how you can learn Python in record time and get your first paycheck and get that first client in less than 3 months. Whether you're still in high school or you're thinking of retiring or you think you're not smart enough or you don't have enough money or whatever it is, pay attention to this because this video has the potential to change your life, because I'm going to share with you my story of how I was a terrible community college student with a 2.0 GPA, and in the community college I made $104,000 in 1 year. And keep in mind, this was after only spending 90 days learning to code. And then I got my first client who paid me $20K, and then that year I went on to make $104,000, and I'll share that story with you. Before we continue, I've got to warn you that not paying attention to any of this stuff is the difference between why there are people building cool apps like Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, making 6 figures while doing it, making an impact in the world, while others are working their 9-to-5 paper shuffling, soul crushing jobs that they hate and are only making enough from those jobs to support their families and pay their bills. This is the reason why there are people who are practically invincible to unemployment, have endless streams of clients, and they have the power to both hire and fire the people that they're working with, while others are shooting out hundreds of resumes, knowing deep down that none of them are even getting read. They also know that they're not in the position to accept the job that they want. They're not in the position to get that dream job. So they'll accept any crappy opportunity that comes their way. And they also know and accept their fate of being overworked and underpaid. So in this video, I'll be showing you exactly how much money you can be making as a web developer and somebody that makes apps. And I'll also share with you which programming language should you choose that's the easiest, most profitable, and most popular. And I'll also be sharing with you what kind of job market there is for the job that you're gonna be having, all right? And how all of this can benefit you, whether you choose to be a freelancer, a full-time developer, or maybe you just want to do this as a side hustle. The reason why I've taken the time to put this class together for you, okay, is because I have gone sick of seeing countless people trying to learn coding and make money from it, and they keep failing to do that because the traditional path is all about, whether it's coding boot camps or colleges or online training resources, they're all designed to just take money out of your pocket, but none of them are designed to put money back in your pocket. My goal really with this Profitable Programmer Masterclass is to teach you only those practical skills you need to become a profitable programmer and just skip out on all the theory and all the fluff and the fat that you don't need. Hi, I'm Rafik Hazi, the founder of Clever Programmer and the creator of your Profitable Programmer Masterclass. At this point on our YouTube channel, we have over 3.5 million viewers, and we have over hundreds of thousands of students enrolled in our coding programs. The success and the explosive growth of this channel, or my success as a Python freelancer, is not because of how smart I am or how much money I had or whatever, because pretty soon I'll tell you exactly how not smart I am. Instead, the story is about how I discovered this system, and this system was what helped me get my success. And after years of refining it, I realized, especially with the growth of Clever Programmer, that this system works even better for others. Take my student Dennis Murphy, for example, who worked as an IT desktop support engineer, and before taking this course, he started with zero coding skills. Afterwards, he became a Python web developer in just a few months, and he even put together this Python portfolio app made with Python. Or take Robert Jamar, who's a freshman at Harvard University, and before taking my course, he had very little coding skills. He just dabbled a little bit here and there with apps. But after this course, he says that it's so much easier now for him to make apps with Python. Or Efreen Kirkman, who was a web developer, and before taking this course had basic skills, and then after this course, she said she had one of her most proud moments in life where she made an app with Python from scratch, and her colleagues were actually using it at work. But before we get into this amazing system, I'm going to share with you how I got started, because I know at this point you might be wondering that. Kind of how it started for everybody, or most people, how it does. Go to college, I wanted to get a job, maybe a promotion, another promotion, retire, and then maybe die. And while I was going to college, what do most people do, especially if you're from a country like Pakistan and you have that genetic predisposition to things like IT, and your parents tell you to do that? I wanted to go the route of IT. And I ended up getting my CCNA certification. It took me months of effort to get it, and I discovered it in college, and I'm like, I'm gonna just work hard and get it. So I got my Cisco Certified Networking Associate. That's what I became. And it's a very profitable thing, and if you get in this field, you can make a lot of money. Except I absolutely hated it with my guts. And that was actually when I realized I didn't want to do computer networking. So I'm like, all right, process of elimination, not computer networking. So let's try to now do something else. And then kind of randomly, I was doing other things, and I stumbled upon computer programming, software development. And what I ended up finding out was that it was really about taking what was in your head, and I could take something that's absolutely like in my brain and give it life, like put it out into the world. And it's not just like it's on a piece of paper, like it's literally out there, and other people can use it, and it's instantly scalable, and all of a sudden they can put it on their phones, and all of a sudden they can use it on websites. And it just blew my mind. So like for in the start, my mind was blown, and I'm thinking, this is so fun to do, and there are people who actually pay you to do this. So my initial impression of coding was, did I just find a glitch in life? Like, did I kind of find a loophole that nobody else has found? That's honestly what got me really excited about coding. And I'm like, okay, this is what I want to be doing. And then I also realized that this is something that pays well, so I could be earning a really high income, 6-figure average salary. I learned that I could be doing this and traveling the world. And for me, those were some of the most important things, and basically I had the freedom to work from where I want, when I want. However, I wish it was that smooth, because what started happening was even though I wanted to get a job, I started realizing that this thing is a little bit harder than it looks. And in fact, it's quite a bit harder than sometimes it looks. And I found myself just bashing my head against the wall. I would look at all of these online coding tutorials, these different resources, edX, Udacity, Coursera, Udemy, Treehouse, I could go down the list all day. But my biggest problem that was happening was I didn't find myself making progress. And when I say progress, I don't mean I wasn't able to do those coding challenges and stuff, even though they were kind of hard. After a while, you can pass them and stuff. But I wasn't making progress in terms of nobody was teaching me how could I do this to solve real world problems from those courses, and be making money from this, make a living out of it, support my family with it, support myself with it. And that kind of thing, that wasn't happening for me. Okay, so that's where I was stuck and wasn't making any progress. And maybe you can kind of relate to that, whether it's the coding part is hard for you, maybe it's you are not able to make money and you've been spending time, or maybe you have no idea what coding is and you've never written a line of code. That's totally fine too, okay? this masterclass is for you as well. So moving on, I find my mentor. At the time, I don't know it's going to be my mentor, but I found him from like meetup groups. I met him on at Braintree, and then I met him at PS1. These are these places in Chicago. You don't have to worry about them. But that's where I met Nick. And Nick pretty much changed the game for me. Okay, he changed everything for me. And he helped me take this path that could help me become a programmer, a Python developer in months instead of years. And he started showing me the difference between a programmer that works for 30 years and goes on to make $30 an hour versus a programmer that works 3 months and makes $100 an hour. And hint, hint, I did end up becoming that programmer that made $100 an hour and then did that in 3 months. And I'm going to tell you that story. So Nick showed me that you don't need degrees and like years of experience, and you don't need some certifications. As long as you can go out, find people with burning real world problems, give them real world solutions to those problems, people paying you is not a question. And that was kind of a revolutionary thing for me. And that's when I realized that, holy crap, making money and becoming a successful developer, only 15% of it comes from actually coding, and 85% of it comes from just your personal skills, your likability, and the soft skills. And that's the easy part. And that was like one of the biggest epiphanies I had. And Nick showed me that. And then what ended up happening was he started telling me how to put myself out there to land jobs. And I ended up getting a call from this place who ended up becoming my first client. Okay, I get a call and these guys are like, hey, is this Kazi? And I'm on the phone and I'm like, yes, this is Kazi. I have no idea who it is. I've just gotten back from school. Again, Oakton Community College. Doesn't really sound like Harvard, does it? And again, I'm this 2.0 GPA student, and I've only spent about a month coding at this point. Pick up the phone, and I'm like, yes, this is him. And they go, okay, Kazi, we saw your ad, and we are interested in working with you. Except, the things that we're building have to do with, building a portal and building an online database and a software that can really do customer relationship management. Is that something you can do? And at this point, I have the phone in my hand and I'm going, hell no, this is not something I can do, because I've only learned the very basics, okay? I barely know anything in coding. It's just like some of the stuff that I've learned online. But I keep saying yes, I can do to everything they're saying. We get off the call and I'm panicking. So I call my mentor and I go, what the hell did I get myself into? And is this something I can even do? And the rate those guys were giving me for this job was $100 an hour. My mentor said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the exact roadmap of what you need to do so you can be doing this job. And 2 months from now, you will be able to do this job. Okay? If you follow this exact roadmap. So I called these people up and I said, okay, let me get back to you. And I'm going to continue working and learning these things. And then hopefully we can work together. I followed that exact roadmap. I worked really hard. And on the 3rd month mark, I called them. I ended up landing this same client, and we went on to work. And over the course of 2 months, a little bit less than 2 months, they invoiced me $20,765. Keep in mind, I'm a 20-year-old Oakton Community College student at this point, and this was the most unbelievable experience for me. And another amazing thing that I forgot to tell you is that while I was building this app for them and while I was coding for them and building this customer relationship management system, when I was in I was doing a lot of this when I was in California, because my nephew had his birthday and he was just born at this time. And while I was waiting in the hospital line, usually that's like the most boring thing to be waiting at. It's horrible, right? You're like, oh, you're just waiting. You don't know what's gonna happen. You have to wait like 10 hours. And while I was waiting there, I was coding and working on this app. And I was having fun. And I remember thinking, I would be paying somebody to work on a project like this, because this is so amazing. And not only did I not have to pay out of my own pocket, not only that I wasn't just doing it I was doing it for free, but I was actually getting paid to do it, and I was making $100 an hour working as a Python freelancer. This was the most unbelievable experience for me. But this story is not about me. I just wanted to share this with you so you can see kind of what's possible. But what this video is really about is your Python potential, okay? And we're gonna figure out what you can be doing with programming. So let's start off with why we even choose this programming language and what your Python potential is, okay? So come here and kind of let's get into it, all right? This is one of my favorite parts. I'm pretty excited, so let's go. Okay, so your Python potential. Let's move on. Why are we choosing this programming language? I like to say that we're choosing this for three main reasons. Python is the easiest programming language. It's one of the most paid programming languages, and it's one of the most popular programming languages. I want to pick something that you can get started in fast, that you can improve in fast, get results, and start getting real practical jobs as fast as possible. Look at this, $117,000 you can be making. And this is average salary for a Python developer. And again, why can't you be on this higher end? You totally can. You can be making 142K, 150K. It also depends what location you're staying at, but this is the average. So that's a pretty good number, okay? Python web developers. Web developers, we're gonna go deeper into why I'm talking about web developers and why I'm pushing web development, okay? So we're gonna talk about that. So before we continue further, you know that Python is highly paid. Let me tell you the things that are built with Python, okay? It's gonna blow your mind, all right? Instagram was built off of Python. You know, the same app that's gonna have the billions of new users every year? Instagram. Reddit was built off of Python. YouTube, where you go to watch your favorite cat videos and programming videos, and my channel, Clever Programmer, built off of Python. Okay, Spotify is built off of Python. Quora is built off of Python. Dropbox is built off of Python. If your mind hasn't been blown yet, I don't know when it's gonna be blown. Let's move forward. All right, and hopefully this moves. All right, Python is also one of the most popular languages. This is according to Coding Dojo, one of the best coding boot camps that exist. And look, it says top 9 in-demand languages, okay? Most in-demand languages. And you can see Python is right over here. All right, let's move on. Now, why is Python easy, okay? Python is the easiest language, and the best proof of that is look at where all the top introductory courses in computer science departments are changing to Python. Look at that. This should tell you that it's easy because they're using it to teach introductory courses now. Another thing this should tell you is that this is where the demand is, and all these top universities like Princeton, Harvard, they're seeing that the whole world is going towards Python. So they're starting to train people in Python, okay? And here's what I'm gonna tell you for the people who are like, oh, there's too much commodity now, there are too many Python developers. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. More competition means it's more hot, means it's more good, means there's more opportunity, okay? That's what more competition means. All right, let's move on. Now, there are different fields you can go into Python, okay? So I'm gonna just touch on that for a little bit. Even though we're gonna be focusing on web development, there are different fields. There are a lot of them, but the two main ones I'm gonna focus on is data science and web development. Let's start off with data science. So data science is really, you know, your robotics, your Google self-driving cars, that's data science. Things like when you go on Amazon, right? And you see these these recommendation things that pop up, and it kind of like knows you better than your own wife knows you, and you're like, how did they know what product I wanted or what thing I ran out of? When you go on Netflix, there are recommendation things that pop up, which movie to watch. That's kind of your data science stuff, okay? However, the con of data science, the reason why we're not going to be focusing on this, is that you do need years of job experience. You do need master's or PhD degrees most of the times, and you do need certifications. So data science has a lot of prerequisites, which I don't know about you, but I don't have. And so maybe if you have all of them, good place to go. But, you know, the reason why I want to focus on starting with web development is because you can also then later go and focus in on data science, okay? And Python web developer, what do they do? What is their job outlook and all that, okay? So again, look at all these things that are built off of Python. This shows you that only the opportunity for becoming a web developer is growing because all of these platforms are growing. So you know at least you're going to be getting jobs here. And look at how everything is going to software. Even the checkout and go, the scan and go in Walmart is replacing all the people there. So everything is switching to software. Your phones, your iPhones, your Androids, your computers, the iMac that I'm using, every single thing is switching to software. So it only makes sense that it's growing and everything is going to the web. Look at all these big companies. And again, all these are made with Python. So there is a huge job market opportunity here that you could take advantage of and absolutely crush in, okay? So I hope you're excited, because now what we're going to be transitioning into is your Python earning potential calculator, all right? Why this is going to be so awesome is because we're going to find out together how much you're going to be earning as a Python freelancer, all right? Again, if you want to go full-time and you want to do this as a side hustle, you can still follow along and learn from these same principles, but I'm focusing on the Python freelancer, and you can use this to basically figure out your own earning potential. All right, so now we're gonna switch over to that. Follow me over here. All right, let's switch over. Okay, so let's say you want to figure out how much money you could be making with Python. All right, guys, I'm excited about this. So if you're watching this, I hope you're excited, because this is really doable, you guys. All right, so your Python earning potential calculator. I've put only about 4 clients in here because that might take you some time to get all the way up to 4 clients, but this will give you a way to play around with the numbers and see what works for you. Okay, so for example, let's say that you have one client at the cheapest Python freelancer rate you can imagine, $50 an hour, okay? And I'll show you later on that this is a low rate. Average Python freelancer charges $150 an hour. So we're going to calculate it with that later. But let's say you're a beginner, you're not confident with your skills. This is the first client you get in, let's say, 2 to 3 months, okay? If you work for 10 hours every week, just 10 hours, not 40 hours, not 100 hours, you work 10 hours. Weekly, you're pocketing $500. And again, keep in mind that for Python, you can be working remotely. All right, you can be working from anywhere you want. So it doesn't matter what country you're in, you could still be earning this rate. All right, so let's say weekly income is $500. That means your monthly income is $2,000. Wouldn't getting $2,000 every single month be really nice? Because I know it would be nice for me. It would pay for my Netflix. It would pay for my Hulu subscription. It would pay for my rent. It would pay for my office space, maybe equipments every month, phone bill, everything that's kind of annoying. If you're making extra income of $2,000 a month, that's freaking great. And is $24,000 a year extra on the side bad? You could use this to maybe start a startup. Maybe you could start a business. Maybe you could put this in a 401k. Maybe you could open up a Charles Schwab account and put it in there. I mean, the possibilities with what you could be doing with this money are endless. Now, let's get a little bit more ambitious, right? We started off with something maybe a little bit more realistic, but let's go to, what is really easily possible. and let's say you're hitting $100 an hour per client, like with one client, okay? That's $4,000 from just one client, okay? And again, the average Python freelancer rate is $150 an hour. So with one client, with only 10 hours of work, you could be looking to make $6,000 income. And again, the types of projects you could be doing are very, very different. For example, when I was working with the company, I was making a customer relationship management system. It sounds complicated, but it's really not once you get the layout and the roadmap of how it works, okay? So basically, I built something that handled their invoicing, that handled their accounting, and all the labor hours that that company was spending. They were spending about 50 to 100 hours a week, like labor hours with their employees, to manually do and write down all that stuff and figure out their taxes and accounting and all that. I automated it. So I saved them thousands of hours of, paying their employees per year because I automated this. The company was saving $200,000 to $500,000 a year because of that. So do you think they have a problem having me create something in 2 months, pay me $20K for it, and then be pocketing $300,000 to $500,000 extra $1,000 every year? Of course not. So that's why thinking kind of like the business and soft skills is important, and I'm going to be showing you guys those things as we go along, okay? Now imagine what happens if you have, so even with one client, 10 hours a week client, you're making $72,000 a year. I mean, this is crazy. Let's say you add in another client, okay? You're hitting $144,000, okay? Which is, I know it sounds like a really big number, but it's really, really, really doable. And again, if you're not confident in your skills and you want to go with $50 for the first few people, you're still making $48,000 a year, okay? And I get it. Maybe some of you are like, oh, but we can't just work with those 1 or 2 clients for the entire year. That's why I'm going to also be showing you guys that it's important how you can have a stream of clients coming, okay? And as a Python freelancer today, the opportunities of getting work is endless, okay? Just even look at a simple website like Upwork.com. The opportunities to get Python jobs are endless there. And you could be getting clients back to back to back to back. And the beauty about having clients is that you have the potential to hire and fire them. So they can't just treat you like crap. They have to give you respect. You work with the clients you want, and maybe you have a client that's paying you 50, you have another one that's paying you 150 and treating you with respect. Client 2 is not as fun. You could just cut them off if you want. You can say, it was great working with you, but I'm putting in my 1 week, 2 weeks. Can't be doing this anymore, okay? You can choose to do that if you want to. And that's the freedom that's amazing. You could be working from anywhere you want. You could be waking up to work because you want to, not because you have to, right? And here's what I've done for you, okay? Here's what I've done for you, and I want you to take this and take full advantage of it, okay? This is super exciting, so do this. I've made this sheet, and I made it so you could use this, your Python earning potential calculator as well. Now, in the video below or above somewhere, hopefully below, I've put together this worksheet for you. You can click the link and go to this worksheet, steal this worksheet, but here's the important thing. You have to make a copy, okay? So let me show you how you can make a copy. So here I have put a note, make a copy, because otherwise you can't edit it. So go to File, and then what you want to do is say make a copy. Or you can download it and then make changes to it. But I would just suggest do make a copy and then make changes to it. And then you could be playing around this with this worksheet. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell me in the comments below what your earning potential looks like and what your monthly income goals look like. So for example, you could say your monthly income goal is only $2,000 a month, or maybe your monthly income goal is $3,000 a month. So just put down what hourly rate you're charging, you would like to charge, and what monthly income you're looking at. Do that. And before I let you go for this video, I do want to tell you of something very, very, very amazing and important. Part 2 of this masterclass, which you don't want to miss, is absolutely unbelievable. In that class, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through and building your profitable programmer portfolio. Okay, this is going to be absolutely amazing, and it's going to be done for you. And I'm going to walk you through how to create it, how easy it is. Okay, and this is a portfolio you can literally steal from the next part of this training series. And you can use this portfolio even for what you're doing right now. So let's say you're in some IT field or you're a sysadmin. You can use this portfolio to get a better job or just represent who you are and sell yourself better in what you're doing. Or I'm going to show you in the next video how you can be using this portfolio to build apps with programming and Python, and then start to just plug and chug them in this portfolio. Okay, this portfolio is ready to go. And I think that's going to be really exciting. And in the next video, I'll be showing you the difference between the profitable programmer and the traditional programmer. And I'll be showing you what my mentor showed me that changed my life. Okay, so your potential is amazing. You're going to be crushing it, especially with this job market and how much demand there is for a Python developer and a Python freelancer. I'm excited for you. You have the power to change not only your life, but your entire family's life. And you have the power to change the lifestyle that you have right now, and for those of you around you. Put your earning potential in the comments below. And I've also put a downloadable worksheet for you to help you figure out your Python lifestyle. Okay, your Python developer lifestyle. So the answers to that worksheet, I want you to also put in the comment section below. That's it for this video, and I'm going to see you in the next masterclass part 2.